I didn't quite make it high enough to see the mountain over the trees. But you're gonna have to be alright with that, because this is where my blanket's going. Speaking of Pachamama, or Mother Earth in Quechuan, the Indigenous Indian language, I got this alpaca blanket from Peru. Then I got this bag for my dog sitter. Oh my gosh, that's a fly. I thought it was like a BMX, like a sports bike coming really fast to get me on this trail. I'm so silly. Okay. Hi. Okay, so last night and the night before, I got a lot of information. My lived experience, my learned experience, the skills that I already have, my natural traits, the way that my mind loves systems, affiliations, a constant love of learning. I'm a sign language interpreter. I've been interpreting professionally for 10 years now. I started this path 15 years ago. So I have 15 years of experience of hearing people say a sentence and having to think about what it means. Because ASL is a 3D language. And sorry, my brain just went off on 25 different tangents. I'm gonna make another video, I guess. Okay, now I'm doing this, apparently. I lost my train of thought, but thank you. I was talking about how like anything can come up at any moment and you have to interpret it. Are expected to be able to give the exact equal experience of what is being heard. Like the place in your brain that stores that information is at more max capacity because I'm an interpreter. We have to know a lot of stuff. And the way my brain likes to process that information, being a Virgo Mercury, is in an organized way that loves systems and patterns. My thing is symbols and patterns. The way that humans tie what a thing is to the word that we use and why it symbolizes what it symbolizes. And that's how I will use this wealth of information in my brain. Context of words change. Culture changes these things. And that's what's fascinating to me. What was my point? I got cotton mouth so bad. The downloads involve having a new direction. It's like, you know, continue on my journey of being a student of life, but right now, like a cycle is just beginning, like a new cycle, you know? I've been in academics my entire life. I know daycare, preschool, all of those things, and I was able to read very, very young, advance in school, just so absorbent of knowledge. And I'm actually just having a realization right now that whenever I look back on myself as a little kid, I kind of self-deprecatingly say that I was a bully. I don't really think I was a bully, but I do remember being very impatient with other kids who didn't learn as fast. Just had to express myself, and myself was frustrated for not being able to like just push through the material and learn, and I would get frustrated when someone needed more practice, needed more time, because my brain didn't understand why they didn't get it, because my brain just gets it like really fast. I remember when I was in first grade, my first grade teacher held one of those like huge yellow clocks with like the face on it, and it's got like the blue arms of a clock. I hit the vape again. What am I saying? Oh, I remember when she was teaching us how to use the big hand, when she said, you know, the big hand goes from the 12 to the 1, she like said, that's 5 minutes. And as soon as she said that, I remember instantly, like it was just like instant. I did not need any further explanation. I understood that the 2 was 10 and the 3 was 15 and da 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 da, and that's how you tell time, and got it. All right, let's move on. Instantly, like before she even said it, or before she even explained that, all she said was 105. And I remember being like, cool, I'm ready to do a worksheet, you know, like I love the feeling of learning something and then putting my knowledge to the test, or, you know, like, and being rewarded for it. Like that was the most high that I got as a kid. I was a busy body. I loved completing an assignment. Whenever teachers would pass out like word searches or something, like I know a crossword, hate to see me coming. I don't know. It was a weird I just love school. I love learning. That's my freaking trains, is learning. Ew. This is good lighting, slay. I don't really remember being super mean. Like when I was talking about being a bully, I think that's like English word. This is an ASL intrusion. Residue. It's residue. It's residue from a trauma, or the portable. Shout out to portables. Oh, a butterfly. I absolutely am going through a transformation right now. I die. Oh. I just heard a bee too. He's like, yeah. Like, bumblebees are drag queens. I found them. Okay, that's enough. Oh, you're a fly. I was like thought of in that moment. Like there was love activated. The way that I resonate in somebody's life was sparked there, and something came of it, and it's now this picture, and with my name on it. And this is a symbol of all of that. That was my favorite gift. Yeah. So, eventually, when people label you as the bad kid or the disruptive kid or whatever, the problem child, enough times, I thought my titty was hanging out, then you eventually become it, or at least become weird. But yeah, school was interesting for me. Oh, I was talking about being a lifelong learner. I went on such a freaking tangent with... Miss Kel comments is the freaking best. She took me to Applebee's once because I did really well on my Florida rights. If you know, you know. I got a 5.5. What's it called? Shout out to literacy. But when I went to USF, then I was taking a lot of related to becoming an interpreter, because that was the program, but I had a couple of other requirements as well. One of them was a capstone class, and the class I chose was Indigenous and... what was it? African and Indigenous. I really should have looked this up before I said this. I learned so much from that class, and I learned a lot about things that put me down other paths of interest, and magic, and healing, and power, and femininity, and I have learned so much through like having been opened there. And ever since I was done with college, then I have been working as an interpreter in a school every single day, sometimes substituting at for college things. And then when I'm not doing that, then I'm on a cruise ship, then I'm doing a seminar about fucking whale sperm. Okay, next thing I know, I'm interpreting a medical exam, information about cancer. You just have to know about a lot of stuff. I didn't even put sunscreen on today. This is terrible. Why am I like this? I feel like it's definitely time to call it a day, but this was successful. Not me out here doing the thing. I want to go back to school, study, get as educated as I possibly can. It's called semiotics, if anybody cares. But basically, I just want to know everything about everything. And I want to specifically focus on how knowing everything about everything has been the key to my healing, and knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Oh, I think that's the name of my book. Isn't that cute? I just had that little moment. Knowledge is power.